Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE Raw, October 24th, 2016 review. This ain't even much of a review whatsoever. I am truly disappointed in this episode. There was nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, you could say about this show to convince me that this was a good show. In any way, shape, or form. There wasn't one single thing that was that great. I'll give the women's contract signing segment a pass. I'll say that was pretty decent. Mick Foley was kind of helpful with that, but doing the typical bullshit saying, oh, well, you know, if you get involved in the Hell in a Cell, it's going to destroy your life, look at me and what it's done, and so forth. Roman Reigns and Rusev, no build, no nothing, just 2 segments of them speaking their piece and what they're going to do at Hell in a Cell. Whoop-de-fucking do. No interaction, not a match between the two, nothing. Give me a fucking break. The triple threat match was a fucking joke between Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Chris Jericho. Match could have been an awesome, amazing event, despite the fact it wasn't even needed, because it's 6 days before the main event for Hell in a Cell. But decent, main event for Raw nonetheless. And that match was shitty as can be. The whole thing was absolute, complete garbage. Brock Lesnar segment took up 10 to 15 minutes of everybody's time before they could close out with the main event, and that was shit. I was anticipating a really good, exciting segment with Brock Lesnar. Nothing. Just Paul Heyman doing what Paul Heyman does. He's great on a microphone, I'll give him that. But that segment with him and Brock Lesnar was by far probably the worst. And I mean the worst segment I have ever seen Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar in, outside of the time that Brock Lesnar was fighting over the WWE Championship with Roman Reigns going into WrestleMania 31 last year. Other than that, this was by far one of the worst. If it wasn't for Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns segment for WrestleMania 31 build-up, I'd say this is the worst fucking segment of all time. There was nothing there. It was just him saying that anyone cheering for Brock Lesnar or Goldberg was on their bandwagon, never really fans. They're in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They're chanting half of them Goldberg, half of them for Brock Lesnar. The whole thing was just fucking retarded. It just was about who was chanting for who. Who cares? None of it matters. It was all bullshit. Brock Lesnar can't talk on a microphone. He never does. Paul Heyman does all the talking. Complete, utter boring shit that led to nowhere. How this helped any kind of build, how this address how Brock Lesnar felt about Goldberg's challenge, or about threatening him that he was the next person in line to get his ass whooped and that he was going to be the last. All of that wasn't even addressed by Paul Heyman nor Brock Lesnar himself. So that was just complete garbage. Cruiserweight match. Rick Swann, Brian Kendrick. Great match. Decent match, actually. It stole pretty much the show. It wasn't hard anyway. There was nothing on this fucking show to begin with that was entertaining. Who cares? Rick Swann wins by a roll-up pin. Lucky victory. You're going into Hell in a Cell to challenge for the Cruiserweight title, and you have Brian Kendrick lose as the challenger going in against his opponent for the title. That is utterly fucking retarded. Why would you have the challenger lose and have no momentum going in for the championship? Fucking retarded. So what, Rick Swan's now the challenger for the Cruiserweight title? Then to make matters worse, not also does he lose, he goes backstage later on after the event ends with his match and asks excuse me for 1 second. Let me just, I feel so stupid. Give me 1 second here. I'm just trying to find out who is the current champion. Because I forgot the guy's name. But I feel really stupid right now. I'm sorry about that. As I should. TJ Perkins, excuse me. I do apologize, guys. Yes, he was asking TJ Perkins to go ahead and let him win. How stupid can you fucking be? What kind of creativity is that? It's bad enough you make Brian Kendrick lose, and then on top of it, you have Brian Kendrick ask TJ Perkins to surrender the championship to Brian Kendrick so he can claim himself as the new Cruiserweight champion? Like, who the fuck's coming up with this shit? This is nonsense. That right there just kills the fucking Cruiserweight division in my eyes. Why would you have Brian Kendrick, not to mention lose, but then on top of it, adding more insult to injury, having him ask for TJ Perkins to surrender the Cruiserweight title in his title defense at Hell in a Cell? How the fuck can you do that? That is ridiculous. Braun Strowman and fucking Sami Zayn, that's another one I remember. That was a fucking joke too. Why is Sami Zayn having anything to do with Braun Strowman? Oh wait, I forgot. Yeah, that's right. Because they ain't got nothing else more for the motherfucker to do outside of screw around with a large ass man who has no wrestling capabilities whatsoever, instead of having him be the guy to maybe face fucking TJ Perkins for the Cruiserweight title, and the hell with Brian Kendrick. We got fucking Neville doing nothing. He's sitting on his ass. He could be in the Cruiserweight division too. Those two men are the prime guys for the Cruiserweight division. They would fit perfectly for that, and they do well. And after a while of building them up and turning them into big name superstars, you can move them on to the main event scene for the World Championship. Do they do that? No. They have them doing nothing. They got so much great talent that are, aren't doing a whole lot of anything. Aren't super big guys either, and would fit perfectly in the Cruiserweight division. They got them doing nothing. You got Sami Zayn screwing around with Braun Strowman, and not to mention, in a fucking shitty ass match that went nowhere and had no end result to it. The starting of the show was a complete joke. Chris Jericho is trying to find his fucking idiotic thing, his list that means absolutely nothing. And it was Mickey Mouse games in the beginning of the show. The only thing that stood out to me that was worth my time was that contract signing for the Women's Championship Hell in a Cell match. That's it. Mick Foley made it good. Sasha Banks and Charlotte were great in that signing. I did enjoy that. I mean, Do I believe that they should have any more matches after this? Absolutely not. There needs to be a new beginning towards the women's championship belt. There needs to be a little bit more going on outside of that. But I mean, overall, this is an absolute fucking horrible show. There was nothing worth watching. I mean, honestly, there was nothing worth watching. And also, this whole thing about, oh, the Hell in a Cell, they act like it's another fucking entity, like it's a human being that can, like, destroys these people. No, it's a structure used as a weapon that the competitors in the ring should be using to their advantage. But don't. Very often they don't. Nowadays. See, they want to impress people. They want to give people to go holy shit about. They want to make people's eyeballs bulge and go, holy crap, what the hell am I seeing? This is unbelievable. I've never seen this before. Is make that women's championship match so damn memorable, it is sickening. And I mean, get it downright hardcore, brutal. Like it should have been the main event. Because, quite honestly, that women's title match, yeah, it would, a lot of people I've heard on YouTube are totally against the idea. Don't really think it's a safe one at that. And it's very, risky that they're doing. But here's the thing. People want to see risky stuff, risky decisions by WWE. This is definitely it. I think the first thing ever in WWE history, they need to make these women bleed. I think that that's what needs to happen. I think we need to see women doing what men do. You want people to see something unbelievable, something that's never been done before, do that. Make this match memorable. Make this match brutal. And that's how this pay-per-view is going to get over, in my eyes. And that's the only way this pay-per-view is going to be any good. Because Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins ain't going to make this match great. Unless they do pretty much the same thing. If this pay-per-view becomes a balls out to the wall, hardcore to the max you can possibly get in a Hell in a Cell match, then fine. I'll say, yeah, this was a great show. But I don't see that happening at Hell in a Cell. This show sucked. There ain't nothing to talk about here. And that's all there is to it. The truth of the matter is, throughout this whole show I'm hearing about how the Hell in a Cell is an evil structure that hurts people. It does not do nothing. It fucking hangs over the freaking ring, plants its ass right onto the floor outside the ring, and the competitors compete inside the ring and do what they gotta do. They can use the cage as their weapon, to their advantage, or they can do nothing at all and make it as a regular match. In which case, most cases, they do. The whole thing is a complete and utter retarded gimmick that needs to be forgotten about. They need to make Hell in a Cell a surprising match that occurs at random events, not at a specific part of the year. It used to be entertaining because it was unpredictable and it was unknown when that match was going to occur. Most cases it only happened once a year, and it happened for one specific match that was built up into a heavy-duty deal between two characters. And then you had your Hell in a Cell match. That was the last remaining match before you went ahead and said goodbye to the rivalry. If you don't believe me, look at Triple H and Shawn Michaels' rivalry, and you'll see that history from 2002 all the way to 2004. Non-stop for 2 fucking years. On and off. That's all there is to it. This was by far the worst Raw I've ever seen. Maybe I could be wrong about that because I have said this before. This was the worst Raw I've ever seen. But every fucking week they keep proving more and more that they suck. That's why in the last week I have not done a single fucking Raw review. I also did not do SmackDown review. I did not think SmackDown was all that great and up to par of what I expect out of SmackDown. But it was still a hell of a lot better than what fucking Raw was last week. And that's all I have to say on that. So, ladies and gentlemen, leave your comments and opinions down below. I thank you very much for watching. It was a pleasure giving you guys this video at this point in time. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, leave the comments and opinions down below. Hit the subscribe button, and have a great night, guys.